Question from a customer. Do I need to install a slack cable switch on power operated industrial doors?
Yes.
Could you elaborate on that a bit more?
Let's start with the CE legislation. In the norm, Industrial, Commercial and Garage Doors and Gates, Safety in Use of Power Operated Doors requirements. It says that as soon as a power operated door is stopped for any reason, the motor needs to be stopped immediately.
So it is a safety rule. What is the risk?
Suppose that one of the lifting cables breaks. Activation of the cable brake device will block the door blade from falling down, even within 300 mm drop distance. But the motor keeps on running, so the shaft keeps on turning, which causes the cable to run off both cable drums. A dangerous situation. On doors without a cable brake device, it's even more dangerous.
So indeed important to follow the CE norm on this.
Absolutely. As always with CE norms, the norm itself does not say how you can prevent a slack cable, but FlexiForce has a practical solution available. For stand-on bottom brackets, we have a slack cable switch in the range, and for cable brake devices, we offer a small switch, code 445SW.
How does that work?
The switch is mounted into the U-bracket of the cable brake device. The switch is pre-wired and the wire is connected to the motor control unit. Movement of this U-bracket activates the switch lever. The switch sends a signal to the motor and the motor stops.
So when a cable breaks, the cable brake device is activated and with that also the switch?
Yes, that's how it works. We show you again. And the cable stays on the drum.
So this 445SW switch is mandatory on all power operated doors?
445SW is a simple way of achieving the mandatory safety.
Do I need to install a switch on both sides of the door, or will one side be sufficient?
That's a smart question. In theory, one switch per door will be enough. But I would always go for double safety, because it will switch off the motor before the second cable is totally slack. With one switch you can have a cable brake on one side and a slack cable on the other. And if you don't use a cable brake device, two switches are mandatory.
Why are you so cautious?
Well, you must realize that the CE norms put a major responsibility into the hands of the door producer and installer. The liability after an accident or injury can be very serious. When something goes wrong and people get injured, you need to be able to explain that you took all available measures to ensure the safety of the door. Saving a few euro on a switch will not help you in that defense.
Clear, so 445SW it is.
Yes, applicable on our cable brake devices 444 and 440 and 440S. Now with the price of €6.95 per piece. Safety first.